Hey everybody, Austin here again with a quick play. This is my sort of casual gaming series where I basically just fire up a game and attempt to play through it. Especially in the case of Smash TV, attempt is the right word to be using. There's no way in hell I'm getting through this whole thing, especially not on one credit. This is a very, very difficult game, even in its form on Super Nintendo. It was originally an arcade game, quite popular, I guess, because it got ported to a bunch of different home platforms. Basically Game Gear, NES, Genesis, Super Nintendo. There were probably other conversions that I'm not aware of from back then. But, yeah, it's, despite its lower difficulty on Super Nintendo compared to the arcade version, it's still one of the toughest games of its kind from this era. And, yeah, very, very challenging game, but it's still a lot of fun. So, in this, quick gameplay session, we are going to just see how far we can get. I'll probably just try one credit, and, I don't know, we'll see how I feel when it comes time to continue. I guess it'll depend on how far along we are into the playthrough. But yeah, this is just a very difficult game. But I'm going to go ahead and hit start and just jump right into it. For those of you guys that have never seen Smash TV, this was an arcade game that was a twin-stick shooter. Think Total Carnage, think Robotron 2084, games like that. It was worked on by some of the same folks. Arcade legends, and yeah, super fun game. You're just kind of stuck to one screen, and you basically wipe out as many enemies as you can, and you can pick up power-ups, you can pick up different weapons. There are different upgrades, like I just picked up some speed shoes. They actually speed me up for a short period of time. Most power-ups in this game are time limited, so they will only last for a short period of time. So, like, even though I picked up the speed shoes, I'm not going to be constantly running fast. I am going to eventually slow back down again, and then I'll have to pick up another pair of shoes. So that's it. We finished off our first screen. A lot of these screens give you different routes you can go, and so as you play through this game repeatedly, you might find a route that you prefer to stick with. Like maybe one route is easier than some of the other ones you can go to. So I just picked up a shield. The shields are very, very good in this game. They make you invincible for a short period of time. And I had just picked up a spread shot, and now I've got the missile launcher. The rocket launcher is actually really good, as is the spread shot. The spread shot obviously clears out lots of enemies easily. So the spread shot's actually my preferred weapon for the majority of the playthrough. Unfortunately, you don't seem to have a lot of control over what weapons appear. And so yeah, you're just kind of at the mercy of the power-up drops, and there might be some rhythm or rhyme to it. If anybody out there knows, feel free to post a comment down below and let me know. But yeah, to me it just seems like things are kind of random in this game. Now there is one power-up that I'd really like to get and hopefully keep, and that is the little pod or the orb. And the orb basically doubles your firepower, and it's the only thing in the game, as far as I'm aware, that doesn't fully time out, so it's very good. Now you gotta watch out for the mines. There's that grenade launcher actually appeared right on top of that mine. I wanted the grenade launcher, but I also didn't want to die for it, so definitely not worth dying for weapons in this game. So I just got the pod or the orb. And or the drone, whatever we want to call it. But basically, you can see I'm shooting double now with my regular machine gun. So your regular machine gun isn't, or let's call it the pistol. Your regular gun, stock weapon, isn't the best, obviously. But if you have the pod, you can see it just does rapid damage, and it's really good. Those little orange nuke icons or bomb icons, they kill everything on the screen, so if you ever see them, it's worth picking them up. There's a spread shot. Now, I'd rather keep my pod rather than pick up another weapon. The pod is a lot more important than any one weapon. Remember that any one weapon, it runs out of ammo pretty quickly. Weapons do not last very long in this game, and so if I have a choice of picking up a weapon and losing my pod, or not picking up the weapon and keeping my pod, I would much rather keep my pod. So that is my ultimate goal. In terms of survival, now we are going to die, because it is Super Smash TV. I've never 1cc'd this game. I've never gotten a 1 credit clear on it. I've always wanted to. I've wanted to try, and I have tried, actually, but man, I can't make it happen. Very envious of my friends that can manage to do it. Some of my friends here on YouTube and on Twitch, they've been able to 1cc this pretty consistently, but not me. I haven't been able to make it happen. I think the farthest I got was I think the boss of stage 3. And the game's not that long. I mean, in terms of like actual level counts, it's only a handful of stages, and then you end up at the final boss. But man, it is still a brutal game. Just because it doesn't have a gazillion levels doesn't mean it's easy. It's not easy. So yeah, there are actually a lot of interesting changes between the arcade version and this. I think just to make it so this game actually works well on Super Nintendo. I mean, as you can see, Super Smash TV has a lot of sprites it's throwing around. And so there are some trimmings or some alterations, I think, to make it work a little bit better on the Super Nintendo. Like your money icons, which are basically just points in this game, nothing special. I don't think you get extra lives from points. The money icons are actually, you know, they're bunched together, like those little metal bars right there I can pick up, you know, the gold and silver. In the arcade version, each like physical bar you see is its own sprite, whereas in the Super Nintendo they bunch like 3 together and that's just one sprite. So it's basically the Super Nintendo version's having to toss around a whole lot less, you know, physical objects on screen. So you'll notice that this game pretty much never slows down, which is really important for a game like this because you need, you know, the smoothest frame rate possible. You don't want frames skipping around in a game like this. Accuracy is king. Otherwise, you know, you just kind of like lose control over the game, and you know, you might make some nasty mistakes because the frame rate starts dipping. You don't want the frame rate dipping in a game like this. So I think that's probably why they did that. Basically, the SNES was having to throw around less sprites, you know, just for kind of arbitrary things like point icons. You know, again, I don't think you get extra lives from points in this game, so you know, it doesn't need to render a whole bunch of extra sprites when it's not going to make a big difference gameplay wise. Now if you're doing like score chasing, the money icons and stuff like that, they are important, but if you're just kind of playing the game trying to survive, they're not very important because again, like I said, I don't think you get extra lives from them. But I'm just kind of sitting in the corner here. The corner strategy is actually kind of a bad strategy if you do not have the pod. But if you do have the pod, you can actually get away with sitting in the corner like this. So I'm just kind of sniping things from a distance. Trying to take out things like the tanks if I can, and I'm trying to arrange my shots in a way that just work efficiently for me. You know, I want to take out the tiny enemies, you know, the popcorn enemies as we call it in shooting games. Try to take out the popcorn enemies before they get too close to me because I don't want to lose my pod. Thankfully, the tanks don't take all that long to kill, and I think that's level. Or that's the room, it's not the whole level. And this is Mutoid Man, this is our boss fight. But first, I think some other enemies come out from the sides of the screen, we have to watch out for those. But Mutoid Man he's a really hard boss, for me at least. I find him to be very, very difficult. Let's try to get to the side, just like so. And pretty much on this boss, I just try to stay up as high as I can. And if he, you know, gets closer like that, oh, that's not good. Well, I lost my pod, unfortunately, but at least I didn't die in the process. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of that turret on the other side. And this is a, I don't even know what you call this thing. Like a bomb? But it's a very powerful weapon, very good against boss fights. You'll see it appear primarily against boss fights. And I went ahead and just picked up the grenade launcher, because I knew I was going to run out of ammo of the other gun. And your regular, you know, your regular pistol here doesn't really seem to do any damage against, you know, the boss itself. Oh, it looks like a weapon just spawned right on top of me, which was good. Alright, get up close. I'd really love to get rid of that turret. Alright, got rid of the turret. Good. Try to kill that guy. Not a bad run so far on him, although I probably just jinxed myself. See if we can get a little bit closer, get that rocket launcher. Now, there are interesting strategies for these bosses. Unfortunately, I don't know the game well enough to be able to tell you exactly what they are. Especially for, like, Mutoid Man. I just go for whatever blinks. You know, if they're blinking, you're doing damage, most likely. Now, there is an interesting exception on the second boss. He's got, like, these different shield plates all around him. And you have to get rid of all the shield plates, apparently before, like, you really start doing serious damage to his middle part. And assuming we get there, you'll see what I mean. I'm not sure if we'll get there. We'll see. And we just picked up a key. We've seen a couple keys appear already, but I just haven't been able to grab them. Ooh, that's not good. I just died. Is that our first death? I think it is. And there's another key. So the keys unlock, I think, like a special area at the end of the game. But that's also something I haven't actually done before, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. Oh, nice. I was able to get that spread shot. Yeah, so those guys are Shrapnel Men? Or Mr. Shrapnel? Shrapnel. And so what they do is they kind of just walk around, and after a little while they just explode, and the shrapnel goes all the way across the screen. Now, in other versions of Smash TV, Mutoid Man will he'll move directly back. Like, so you really don't want to be behind him in other versions of the game. But in this version, it seems like you're okay, generally speaking. He doesn't like to really dash across the screen like he does in other versions. Maybe he starts getting more aggressive if you play this on a higher difficulty. I don't know. And that's that. So we died once. That actually wasn't too bad. It really wasn't too bad at all. That was a pretty good run against Mutoid Man. Usually I just get wrecked on that guy. I die a bunch of times. And now all, like, the little prizes we picked up throughout that level get added up or tallied up as points. So again, if you're score chasing or something like that, you know, those are important. But if you're not, then they're, you know, it's just for fun. Again, like I said, I'm pretty sure you get no extra lives from points, which is kind of a bummer. I wish there were life extends like that. Now, all, like, the power-up drops on the playfields, they seem to be pretty random, and you know, but occasionally you'll see extra lives be dropped, and I actually was able to pick up 2 of them in the same room on the last level, which was cool. So, looks like I still have my rocket launcher from Mutoid Man, so that was cool. Glad that your weapon carries over, even though it's obviously temporary. Now again, like I said, every ammo, or sorry, getting a little dyslexic, every gun does have ammunition, and your ammo is actually beneath your score. So that red bar up top will turn green, and it will deplete as you shoot. These shields are really good. Again, they make you invincible for a short period of time. I find it really good to take advantage of them if you can. Now, as far as controls in this game, again, in the arcades, this was a twin-stick shooter. You used two joysticks. So in the Super Nintendo, you know, obviously the Super Nintendo controller does not have 2 joysticks. That was a bad death. So you basically use the face buttons, A, B, X, and Y, on the right-hand side for your aiming. And if you want to shoot diagonally, you have to press 2 buttons at once. It takes a little while to get used to if you're not used to it. But it's a pretty good control scheme. It actually works really well. The Super Nintendo controller is like the perfect setup for this sort of thing. Let's take the bottom round. I think I usually go top or right, so we'll just kind of see what's here. So many different rooms you can access in these levels, and there's our pod. Now let's try not to lose it. There's another key. Bunch of popcorn enemies. Oh, I lost it. Oh, that sucks. The orb is so good. It's so painful when you lose it. That's a bummer. And that was actually kind of my fault. I should have played a little bit smarter there. Now you'll notice that with this this shield, I can't go all the way against the walls with it, so you're kind of at a disadvantage in a way when you're using this this power-up. But still, it cuts through all like your little popcorn enemies, your enemies that die in one hit. Grenade launcher. Extra life. Ooh, almost lost my pod. Got the extra life though, so it was kind of like a tough play, but I made it work. Picking up like your point icons is fun, but it's not worth going for them if, like, you know, you're gonna step on a mine and die right away. So these bonus rooms, I think they tend to be a little more difficult than other rooms. I kind of don't even care about the points. I would like them, but I also don't want to step on a mine. That's the one thing you gotta watch out for in these areas. Oh, I lost my pod? Really? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I got another extra life, but still, I need that pod. As you can see, the enemy density is greater now. And when I've got the shield, I try to just take advantage of it. I try to rip through, you know, big swarms of enemies if I can to be more efficient. Save that nuke for when more enemies are on screen. Alright, picked up some more shoes. Oh, that's not good. Oh, okay. That was scary. That was super scary. For anybody wondering, we are playing on the Mr. FPGA. It's what I've been doing with this series so far. It's been making recording games, you know, much easier. I don't have to bust out my Super Nintendo. So yeah, we're on the Mr. FPGA. We're using the Super Nintendo Core, and we are using the 8-bit DOE SN30 Pro, which is a Super Nintendo style layout. It's a pretty good controller. Definitely recommend it if you've got devices like a Mr. or a Raspberry Pi, or you just emulate on a PC and you want a good classic style controller. This is a really good one to work with, especially with Smash TV because of the lost my pod again, man. I just keep losing them left and right. But I mean, the enemy density here is just crazy, so it's very easy to lose your pod. Or your helper orb. Okay, there's another one. Okay, good, got it. No, I lost it right away. I lost it right away. But yeah, that's how we're playing this. We're doing this on the Mr., which is a fantastic device. Highly recommend it. It's not cheap, but it's worth every penny if you ask me. It's been just a godsend for recording and just ease of use and stuff like that. You know, being able to consolidate a lot of my actual hardware into a tiny little box that still gives me that classic real hardware type of experience in terms of, you know, how each core replicates the hardware, each platform that you're playing. It's fantastic. But yeah, Super Smash TV is one I do come back to actually fairly often because it is one of those games I'd like to eventually be able to one credit clear, like get through the game without getting a game over, basically. And I've done it on the NES version of Smash TV, but that, I wouldn't say that's really comparable. The NES version, while it's actually really good for what it is, it's way easier than this is. Maybe I will do a, I'll do a quick play of the NES Smash TV down the road. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I actually, you know, I had thought about doing a Let's Play of that one, but honestly, I was like, you know, I can get through this game pretty consistently, but, you know, NES Smash TV, but it's honestly not all that interesting in that, in terms of, like, me explaining stuff. Because there are even less mechanics in the NES version. There are, like, enemies that were cut out, and I think power-ups that were cut out. So, you know, there's not as much to talk about. And, it only uses one music track for the entire game. And, oh, I just lost my pod. Yeah, the NES version only uses, like, one music track for the whole game. and it also times out. So like for the majority of each level, you're not even isn't even background music, which is a weird design choice. I think the NES version was actually done by the same company though that did the Super Nintendo one, so it is actually a really solid version of Smash TV, believe it or not. Much better than the Master System version, much better than the Genesis version. But yeah, if you guys would like to see that as a quick play down the road, let me know, and I'll make it happen. Yeah, the NES version of Smash TV is actually where I first played Smash TV. I actually picked up that cartridge. It was like a budget title by the time I bought it. It was like 10 bucks at Toys R Us or something like that. And yeah, that was my introduction to Smash TV, and I loved it. Had a ton of fun with it. Definitely a gateway drug to this type of shooter. Another extra life. Now, I don't remember. You might max out at 9 lives. Like, even if I get another extra life, it might not stack. I would really like that shield. Here we go. Oops. That was close. Almost didn't get it. Another pod. Let's try to stay off to the side here and try to take advantage of my pod. I can't remember what they call these guys, if they call them bulls or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, these guys, they feel a little more tanky than like your regular enemies. It's kind of a hard feeling to describe. Maybe it's all in my head. Alright, spread shot. Very nice. Let's get rid of these guys. And shield. I'm not going to bother with the shield. It's not worth losing my pod. Almost lost my pod there. There's a rocket launcher. You can see, like, even in the Super Nintendo version of this game, it gets really intense. It's still not as intense as the arcade game, but it's, you know, don't underestimate the Super Nintendo version of Super Smash TV. It is still a very challenging game. Very challenging game. Alright. That was intense. Chunks galore. I love the level names. Sometimes you're actually better off not even grabbing the grenade launcher, because it is short range. And also you'll notice that the ammo just like depletes like crazy. It's not even all that powerful, which is kind of interesting that it uses up so much ammo so quickly. Extra life. Again, I don't think it stacks, so I wanted to grab it anyway just to test that theory. Alright, shield is good, but it's not that good right now because, wow, another extra life. Okay. Yeah, shield is good, but it's not that good right now because I have my orb, or had my orb. Now it's gone. Okay, this could actually be a pretty good upgrade right here. Right there. Yeah. That'll really help against these guys. Now, unfortunately, if that shield hits some of the bigger enemies, it just bounces off of them, and then you pretty much lose it, like, instantly. Alright, I need to get up into a better corner, because this corner has way too many mines. Alright, get rid of the tank. Whew. This is intense. Oh man, such a fun game though, especially when you're in the zone. It's intense, but it's really fun. Laser death zone. Well, I wonder what's gonna happen here. Probably a lot of orbs that come out and try to shoot lasers at me. Just a wild guess. Oh, I lost my pod. Yep, there we go. That's the start of it. Alright. Now, I love the rocket launcher because it just slices and dices through these enemies. It's so good. There's another one. Definitely want that. If I can get it. Spread shot's also a really good one. Oh. Oh, that sucks. Okay, yeah, it looks like your extra lives do not stack. Yeah, so we confirmed extra lives do not stack. Now you gotta be careful. You know, when the enemies stop coming out, that's not always the end of the room. So it's always good to kind of stay near the middle until you see the exit signs appear. But yeah, this is Scarface. This is the guy where you have to actually shoot off like all of his shields. Or if you can get this, I think you can actually still do damage to him directly in the middle. Now he's got some nasty attacks where he basically just dive bombs you and there's like nothing you can do about it. It's a really tough boss fight. So I'm just going for whatever blinks, basically. Oh, that was awful. That was my fault completely. I shouldn't have run into that, but I wasn't paying attention. We'll see how many lives we end up losing on this from this guy. 'Cause like I said, it's a challenging fight. And here he comes. He's just gonna dive bomb me. Can't do anything about that. You know, what's actually interesting in this version at least, when you pick up some of the heavier weapons, it like gives you a shield automatically sometimes, on this boss in particular. I'm not sure why it does that, but it's just interesting to know. Yep, see, I just got a shield for free. Taking advantage of my shield. And again, shield. Alright, spread shot, so no shield. Grenade launcher. Whew, we did it. Oh, I forgot about this part. It's the same thing as before. You have to hit the sides. I always forget there's a second form. You have to make sure, I think, all sides are busted off. Ooh, I didn't realize my shield was going to wear out. I wasn't paying attention. Ugh, he was just chasing me around the arena. Just look at how many lives I've lost. Please get away from me! Ugh. It's so depressing, because like it really feels like you can't do anything about it. I mean, I don't want to get too greedy here, because I'm on my last life. I might not have any lives after this. and I think that's it. I think it's... Oh, no, okay. So 1 actually means I do have 1 life left. Some games, it's like, you know, 1 is that you're actually on your last life, and then you'll have to continue. Starting to wonder if I've actually destroyed all his pieces. I mean, I should have. I might have to actually shoot on the inside of him. Oh, no, 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 we got it. Okay. Jeez, man, what a pain. Oh, such a pain. Wow. So we went into that level with, like, I think, like 6 or 7 lives. We ended up with 9 eventually. And then we left with 0. I mean, that's just how tough this game is. It's crazy. And again, it would be so nice if I could get an extra life from points, but it just doesn't seem to be the kind of thing that exists in this game. That constantly, like, rising pitch and sound it's pretty satisfying. Yeah, this level's really challenging. Tons of enemies. You've got these heads up top that oftentimes, like, drop all these little snakes. Another pod. And there are the snakes. Ah, oh, come on. I want my pod! Thank you! Maybe some extra lives will appear. I just got a fabulous riding mower! For the grass that I don't have in front of my house. Yeah, so if you guys haven't, you know, noticed yet, the theme of this game is that it's a game show. The most violent game show ever. It's kind of like an homage to, like, the Running Man. Yeah, it's always been a fun concept to me. You know, like, that's the sort of thing that works perfectly, like, in video game form. And there we go, we got an extra life, wow. I wouldn't say we're completely back in it yet, but our chances of getting a little bit farther, at least, have just increased. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get to the game over screen, and that's it. I'm not going to continue. So, if I remember correctly, I think this is actually the last level. What happens is you beat the boss of this level, and then you go through a few more rooms, and then you fight the host of the game show, which is like a reskinned version of Mutoid Man, basically our first boss. And then I don't remember how it works. If any of you guys know, post a comment. But I think if you have enough keys, you'll get to, like, the Pleasure Dome or something like that. I don't think that's mandatory to, you know, to end the game. Just look at all those mines. I'm like, I'd really like to go get those power-ups, but I'm not trying to dodge enemies and mines at the same time if I can avoid it. Bingo! I guess a nuke just appeared right on top of me. That's one of the things about the power-up system in this game. Everything just seems to me to be completely random, and sometimes a power-up will just spawn right on top of you, like exactly where you are. Thankfully, there aren't any, like, negative power-ups. That would have been so mean if, like, there were power-ups that could kill you. And imagine them just spawning right on top of you. Yeah, that would not be fun. I mean, the corner strategy here is working really well because, like, there's only one face on this map. It's on the right, so I can actually stay to the right and not have to worry about, you know, like, snakes just appearing on top of me. But on this one, it looks like I'm gonna have to worry about it. So maybe, like, bottom right might be, like, the way to go in terms of camping. Another extra life. We're back up to 2 lives, guys. Bingo! Yeah, you can see, like, having my little orb helps so much. Good time to get a spread shot. Another extra life. Whew. We're back in it, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in it. Yeah, and having this rotating shield is also pretty handy right now, because there's a lot of, like, little enemies that it just cuts right through. Trying to just focus here. Don't want to lose my orb, which I'm getting really close to doing. Having a bunch of close calls here. Oh no, I lost it. It's gonna make life a lot more difficult. Oh, there's another one. Can we get it? Yeah, see, when you don't have your orb, you have to really start dodging like crazy on this level. You can't just, like, turtle up. There's another one. So many enemies, it's crazy. So again, I can't actually touch the wall completely. Like, I'm stuck right here because of my shield, my rotating shield. Whew. Man, that was intense. It says Cobra just ahead. It's probably referencing the boss fight, I'm guessing? It's a series of 2 Cobras. An insanely difficult boss. I struggle with it every time I get to it. Hopefully we actually get to that boss. That would be fun to be able to at least show that off. Mr. Shrapnel's exploding. There's a lot to micromanage here. It's one of the things I've loved about these types of shooting games is you have basically a bunch of different enemies with simple patterns or simple properties, like Mr. Shrapnel. He just explodes, and then he causes shrapnel to appear, and you have to dodge it, otherwise you die. It's really simple. But then you stack that kind of pattern on top of all like the little popcorn enemies that die instantly. Now you're having to manage like swarms of enemies that just corner you. And now we've got tanks on top of that. And it's just, you know, the satisfaction from these types of shooters comes from like kind of micromanaging all the different types of patterns that could potentially appear. And you have to be able to know how to deal with not just one pattern, but like 3 different types of patterns at once. And that's where, you know, games like these get really overwhelming for some players, but they're also like super satisfying for other players that are a little more experienced. Like I said, I have tanks and little popcorn enemies. Well, that was an easy room. I'm very surprised about that. Enjoy my wealth. There's RoboCop references in this game too. It's great. One of the all-time great movies. I love that movie so much. Another extra life. Very nice. Okay, this could be a little tricky though because... oh yeah, these guys take so many hits. The rocket launcher is the best against them, but I totally screwed that up. Hey, we got an extra life at least, which is nice. Kind of made up for that death. And another one. So those red ball enemies, like it's a bunch of balls like just rotating around. I don't really know how to describe it. Yeah, those guys right there. There's like a little core that's spinning around. If you can hit that core, you kill it instantly. So, another extra life, man. This game all of a sudden wants to see me succeed, and I don't understand why. It's possible that in some rooms, like, you might have a greater chance of extra lives appearing. Like in these bonus rooms. I don't know how that works. Another extra life. So again, if any of you guys know how that stuff works, post a comment down below. And unfortunately, I missed that extra life. That sucks. Wow, another one. You know, I don't mind dying too much if I can at least cancel it out with new extra lives. Like that right there. Bingo! Good nuke. Back up to 6 lives. Walls of pain. I don't like the sound of this level. Uh-oh, that's not good. Yep, dead. Getting into a corner if you have your pod is fine, but getting into a corner when you do not have your pod, it's not so fine. That spread I think it's right on... No, for some reason I thought it was on top of a mine. I was just looking at the edges of the border of the weapon sprite, and I got scared. I didn't want to lose a life. Okay, there's another one. Ooh, that was really close. Is that it? That's it. Last arena? Question mark. Look at all those mines, just both the left and right hand side of the screen. For some of these enemies, I feel like I'd rather have the rocket launcher, but I don't know the enemy layout. Yeah, look at how fast my shield disappeared. That's how many enemies are here. Alright, I think I want to preferably get rid of that, stay in the corner now. Oh, I want that. Back up to 6 lives, guys. Oh my, seriously? Why are you giving me so many extra lives? I'm not complaining, it's just weird. I'm gonna have to talk to some of my friends that speedrun this game and figure out if they know more details about, like, you know, one-up spawns and stuff like that. Like if there's any way to manipulate it, or if it's just completely random. Go ahead and get those shoes, that always helps a little bit. Another extra life, jeez. 8 lives. I mean, that I did not see coming. Maybe getting like 1 extra life or 2 at the beginning was reasonable, but getting 8? I did not see that coming. It's okay, we're still gonna get wrecked. The next boss is just stupid difficult. Gonna have to start going back towards the middle. Oh no! That was my chance to get the pod. Man, and this room just goes on forever. I think that's it. We have to go right, go figure. Now you don't want to sit too long here, enemies will come back out. I think there's like a drone that comes out and just dive bombs you. Alright, so if I remember correctly, I think all you have to do is just shoot their base. You can shoot their heads, but really I think all you have to do is just shoot the base. And so that's what I'm going to do. Just kind of focus on one at a time if I can. You can probably see why this boss is a pain in the ass. I really wanted that rocket launcher. Oh. Lost it immediately. Another one. I mean, it almost seems like you can shoot them away if you hit them in the face. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, and I don't remember if you can just kill like one at a time or if I have to be attacking both. If they've got like a shared health pool. Oh, they have a shared health pool. No way. Okay. This is almost enough keys. Stay away from those lasers. Just trying to focus. Ooh, that was close. Another pod. There we go. Very nice. Is that it? That's it. Whew. Still making progress. There's not enough keys. No! I don't even really care about the keys. I've never made it this far on 1 credit on this game. gonna play it safe. Oh, seriously? Man, this just goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, I guess that's the point. We're at the end of the game, basically, so of course it's gonna increase in difficulty and become more of an endurance thing. I think the time for keys is over, though. I mean, we're getting them, but I don't think it's gonna do me any good right now. This level just goes on and on and on and on. It's insane. Got it. Yeah, I like that you can, like, taper the rockets. Because they'll kill, like, just about any enemy in one hit. So it's not like you need to just, like, hold it down and just waste all your ammo. There's another nuke. Alright, another pod. I definitely want that. Now I feel like I'm back in business. Trying to play it extra safe. And this is starting to wear me out. Is that it? Whew, man, what a room. That was long and intense. And it is the game show host. Metoid Man 2.0. I don't know if it's like the same patterns. So we're gonna assume it is. Oh boy. Trying to play it safe. Go down. Go down. Thank you. Oh, that's close. He's making the whole screen shake, too. The polka dot shirt. That's great. Oh, man. Like, it almost seems like I'm safe in the top corners. Like, it doesn't seem like he goes and hugs that side of the screen completely. Looks like the Mr. Shrapnel guys have stopped spawning in. That's nice. I prefer to be up towards the top when he changes. Holy crap, did we just beat this freaking game? Did we just beat this freaking game? Without continuing? Watch there be more. Okay. How many mines are here? I think it's just 2. And these presents actually give you a lot of points. So if you're playing for score, this would actually be a very good thing. You know what? I mentioned Pleasure Dome earlier. I'm starting to wonder if that was like Total Carnage. Maybe I'm confusing like the whole end game key scenario. Collect 4 more. Home game bonus. Need 20 million points. This gameplay session has gone on way longer than I thought it would. I was like, oh, this will be like a short one. I'll get wrecked 2 levels in. It'll be a half an hour long, and here we are. It's over double that time. lawnmower bonus. You can start my own lawnmower business now. Good meat bonus. Cash bonus. I wonder if that's calculating for just that level or if it's like the whole game. Because that seems like a lot. Looks like we did it, guys. You are a great Smash TV player, maybe the best of all time. Definitely not. However, you have not reached the highest level of competition. You must explore all areas of the Smash TV studio. And if you collect enough keys, you will find the Smash TV Pleasure Dome. Okay, so Pleasure Dome is in Smash TV, yeah. Once there, several of our lovely showgirls will promote you to the rank of Grand Champion. You must now begin your quest to become Smash TV Grand Champion. Thank you for playing Smash TV. Good luck! You'll need it! You are the next lucky contestant. Yeah, so this is ported by Beam Software, and they did a phenomenal job with this game. And like I said, I believe they also did the NES version, and that's actually quite solid given the hardware that it's running on. But, holy crap! I just got my first 1 credit clear on Smash TV, and here at the beginning of the video I was like, yeah, that'll probably never happen. I'm jealous of all my friends that have done it, and here I just did it live on the spot. Like, what a coincidence. That's insane. Well guys, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking it out with me. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I enjoyed it, because I just accomplished something I never thought I would accomplish, and that's a really good feeling, so... But thank you for sticking around. Let me know that you made it to this point. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know if you want me to play the NES Smash TV eventually, as one of these quick play videos. And yeah, I'm kind of burnt out, so I'm gonna get out of here. So, thanks a ton for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more of these quick plays. Watch out for my other Let's Play walkthroughs. And as usual, we'll have our typical live streams on the usually weekly basis. So, yeah, watch out for those. And, yeah, I guess until the next one, guys, take it easy.